Welcome to Bunyip and Ayatollah. Are you ready for a journey like no other? This issue of Bunyip and Ayatollah is an electrifying one that will take you to the frontiers of imagination, where artificial intelligence reigns supreme. Inside, you'll discover a treasure trove of original stories and artwork, unlike anything you've ever seen before. The pages come alive with mind-bending tales of otherworldly realms, and mesmerizing visuals that will leave you breathless. These are not your average, run-of-the-mill creations, they are masterpieces crafted by cutting-edge AI technology, including this intro. So buckle up and get ready to be blown away as you explore the incredible world of Bunyip and Ayatollah. It's a ride you won't soon forget. Giselle's Enchanted Adventure. A quest to unveil the Blue Fairy's curse. Once upon a time, in a far-off kingdom, there lived a beautiful young woman named Giselle. She lived in a small cottage on the edge of a vast forest, where she spent her days tending to her garden and spinning wool into yarn. One day, as Giselle was wandering through the forest, she stumbled upon a small blue fairy, no bigger than her thumb. The fairy introduced herself as Thalia and explained that she had been sent by the Forest King to help Giselle on a quest. Giselle was both amazed and a little frightened, but Thalia assured her that there was nothing to fear. She explained that the kingdom had been cursed by an evil witch and that the only way to break the curse was to retrieve a magical flower that grew deep within the forest. Giselle, being a brave young woman, agreed to help Thalia on this quest. Together, they set out into the forest, Thalia leading the way and Giselle following closely behind. As they journeyed deeper into the forest, they faced many challenges. They had to cross a treacherous river, evade giant spiders and other dangerous creatures, and find their way through a thick fog that seemed to go on forever. But with Thalia's guidance, Giselle was able to overcome each obstacle, and finally, they reached the clearing where the magical flower grew. Giselle plucked the flower, and at that moment the curse was lifted, and the forest was restored to its former beauty. The trees were lush and green, the animals were no longer afraid, and the sun shone bright and clear. Thalia was overjoyed and thanked Giselle for her help. In return, she offered to grant Giselle one wish. Giselle thought for a moment and then said, "I wish that this forest will always be protected and that all who enter it will be safe." Thalia smiled and said, "Your wish is granted." And with that, she flew off into the sky, leaving Giselle alone in the forest, but not feeling alone at all. From that day on, Giselle knew that she had a special friend in Thalia and that the forest would always be a place of magic and wonder. Giselle then went back to her cottage and with the flower, she made a potion that would make the forest more beautiful than ever before. From then on, her cottage was surrounded by beautiful flowers and butterflies. The villagers were amazed and started to call her the Flower Queen, and Giselle lived happily ever after with the memory of the small blue fairy who helped her to break the curse and make the kingdom beautiful again. Giselle's Haven, a high-stakes race against the clock. Giselle was an astronaut on a mission to explore a distant planet. She and her crew landed on a world called Zekran, and as they stepped out of their spacecraft, they were greeted by a friendly alien who called himself Zor. Zor explained that his people had been watching Earth for many years and that they had chosen Giselle and her crew to be the first Earthlings to make contact with them. He told them that his planet was in danger and that they needed their help. Giselle and her crew were initially skeptical, but as Zor showed them around their world, they began to see the evidence of the impending disaster for themselves. The planet's star was about to go supernova, and unless something was done, the entire population of Zekran would be doomed. Giselle and her crew worked closely with Zor and his people, using all of their knowledge and technology to come up with a solution. They knew that time was running out, but they refused to give up. Finally, they came up with a plan to build a giant spaceship that would be able to carry the entire population of Zekran to safety. Giselle and her crew worked tirelessly, using all of their skills and expertise to design and build the ship. With the ship complete, Zor and his people began to board, but just as they were about to launch, they realized that they had one more problem: they didn't have enough fuel to make the journey. Giselle knew that they couldn't give up now. She came up with a plan, and with the help of her crew, they were able to collect fuel from the asteroid belt. With the fuel and the ship ready, they set out into the vastness of space, leaving their dying planet behind. Giselle and her crew flew the ship for months, with the population of Zekran in cryogenic sleep. They finally found a new planet for them to settle, and as they woke up, they knew that they had a new home. Giselle and her crew had saved an entire civilization from extinction, and in return, Zor and his people had given Giselle and her team something even more valuable, a sense of purpose and a new family among the stars. As the ship landed on the new planet, the population of Zekran thanked Giselle and her crew, and named their new home Giselle's Haven. Giselle, agent of espionage, foiling the terrorist plot. Giselle was a highly skilled and talented spy, working for a top-secret government agency. She had been trained in all the arts of espionage, from stealth and surveillance to hand-to-hand combat and weapons handling. Her mission was to gather intelligence and take out any threats to national security. One day, Giselle received a new assignment, to infiltrate a notorious criminal organization that had been planning a major terrorist attack on the capital. Giselle knew that this would be her toughest mission yet, but she was determined to succeed. She spent weeks studying the organization and creating a false identity that would allow her to gain their trust. Finally, she was ready. She approached the organization under the guise of a disillusioned and skilled hacker looking for a new career opportunity. The organization took the bait, and Giselle was quickly accepted into their inner circle. She spent months gathering intelligence, always careful to keep her true identity hidden. She was on the cusp of uncovering the location of the terrorist attack, but her cover was in danger of being blown. One of the leaders of the organization had grown suspicious of her, and Giselle knew that she had to act fast. She relayed all the information she had gathered to her handlers, and then set off an explosive device to create a diversion and escape the building where the criminals were hiding. With the information she had provided, the government was able to thwart the terrorist attack, saving countless lives. Giselle had completed her mission and had prevented a catastrophe. But her work was not yet done. The organization was still a threat, and she had to finish the job by capturing the leaders and dismantling the organization. Giselle spent the next several months tracking down the remaining members of the group, using all the skills she had learned as a spy. Finally, the last of the leaders was brought to justice and the organization was dissolved. Giselle's mission was complete, and she could finally rest knowing that she had saved countless lives and made the world a safer place. Giselle and Philippe, a royal romance under the Sun King's court. Giselle was a beautiful and accomplished young woman living in the court of King Louis XIV in 17th century France. She was known for her stunning beauty, her wit, and her talent as a dancer. Despite her many suitors, Giselle had eyes only for the king's right-hand man, the dashing and mysterious Duke of Orleans, who went by the name Philippe. However, Philippe was a man of many secrets, and he kept his distance from Giselle, never revealing his true feelings for her. As Giselle danced and mingled in the court, she found herself increasingly drawn to Philippe, and she longed for him to open up to her. But just as she was about to give up hope, Philippe finally confessed his love for her. He explained that he couldn't be open about their relationship because he was part of a secret society that was working to overthrow the monarchy and bring about a republic. Giselle was shocked and scared, but also in love with him, and decided to help him. They began to work together to gather information and plot against the monarchy, all while trying to keep their love a secret. The stakes were high, and they knew that if they were discovered, they would be executed. Despite the danger, Giselle and Philippe's love only grew stronger. They were each other's rock and support, and they knew that together, they could accomplish anything. Finally, the day of the rebellion came, and Giselle and Philippe led the charge against the monarchy. In the chaos of the battle, they fought side by side, their love giving them the strength to overcome any obstacle. In the end, the rebellion was successful, and a republic was established. Giselle and Philippe were hailed as heroes, and they were finally able to be together without fear of persecution. They were married in a grand ceremony and the kingdom prospered under their wise governance. Giselle and the Khan's court. A forbidden love in the Renaissance era. Giselle was a young woman of noble birth, living in Europe during the height of the Renaissance. She was well educated and had a passion for adventure, so when she heard tales of the exotic court of Kublai Khan in China, she knew that she had to see it for herself. Giselle set out on her journey, traveling across the globe and facing many dangers and hardships along the way. But nothing could prepare her for the splendor and wonder that awaited her when she finally arrived at the court of Kublai Khan. The court was like nothing she had ever seen before. It was a place of gold and jewels, of silk and exotic spices, of music and dance. And at the center of it, all was Kublai Khan himself, the powerful and enigmatic ruler of the Mongol Empire. Giselle was immediately drawn to the Khan, and she soon found herself caught up in the dangerous and exciting world of the court. She and the Khan had a tumultuous relationship, at times a close ally, at other times adversaries, but it was clear to everyone that they were deeply in love with each other. As Giselle explored the empire and learned more about the Khan and his people, she began to understand the complexities of his rule. She saw the way he was able to unite and lead such a diverse and powerful empire, and she realized that he was much more than the ruthless conqueror that she had initially thought him to be. Despite their vastly different cultures and backgrounds, Giselle and the Khan found a way to make it work, and their love continued to grow stronger. Together, they faced many challenges and overcame many obstacles, but in the end, they emerged victorious. Their love had changed them both, and they had changed the world around them. Giselle eventually had to return to Europe, but her memories of her time in the court of Kublai Khan remained with her always. She had found love in the most unexpected of places, and she knew that it would remain with her forever. Giselle's Gold Rush. A tale of a woman who struck it rich in the Wild West. Giselle was a strong and determined young woman who had left her home in the East to travel west during the California Gold Rush of 1849. She had heard tales of the riches to be found in the mines and was determined to make her fortune. When she arrived at the mining camp, she found that life was tough and dangerous. The camp was filled with rough and rugged men, all looking to strike it rich, and Giselle quickly learned that she would have to work hard to earn their respect. Giselle was a fast learner and soon proved herself to be one of the most skilled prospectors in the camp. Her hard work and determination earned her the respect of the other miners, and she quickly made a name for herself. But Giselle wasn't content with just making a living in the mines. She had come to California to strike it rich, and she wouldn't be satisfied until she had done just that. She spent long hours in the mines, panning for gold and striking new veins. One day, Giselle's persistence paid off. She discovered a rich vein of gold that would change her life forever. She quickly staked her claim, and soon the news of her discovery had spread throughout the camp. With her newfound wealth, Giselle became one of the most powerful and respected people in the camp. She used her wealth to improve the lives of her fellow miners, building new homes and providing food and medical aid to those in need. But Giselle's success had also made her a target, and soon she found herself facing opposition from greedy and jealous miners who wanted a piece of her riches. But Giselle was not one to be intimidated. She fought back and was able to protect her claim and her wealth. In the end, Giselle's hard work and determination had paid off, and she had not only struck it rich, but she had also earned the respect and admiration of the other miners. She had proven that a strong and determined woman could make her way in the rough and rugged world of the California mines. Giselle's gastronomic fusion, the French-Chinese toast delight. Get ready to tantalize your taste buds with a culinary creation straight out of Giselle's kitchen. Introducing Giselle's gastronomic fusion, the French-Chinese toast delight. This dish is a unique blend of two cultures, taking the classic French toast and infusing it with bold Chinese flavors. Imagine warm slices of bread infused with sweet and savory spices, smothered in a rich and savory sauce. It's the perfect combination of crispy, gooey, and delicious. Perfect for brunch or as an unexpected twist on your next dinner party menu. So come along, and let Giselle take you on a culinary journey that will leave your taste buds singing. Bon appétit! Ingredients. * 4 slices of bread, white or French bread. * 2 eggs. * 2 tablespoons of milk. * 1 teaspoon of soy sauce. * 1/4 teaspoon of ground white pepper. * 1/4 teaspoon of sugar. * 1/4 teaspoon of sesame oil. * 2 tablespoons of vegetable oil. * 2 cloves of minced garlic. * 1/4 cup of thinly sliced green onions. * 1/4 cup of thinly sliced onions. Instructions. 1. In a shallow dish, whisk together the eggs, milk, soy sauce, white pepper, sugar, and sesame oil. 2. Dip each slice of bread into the egg mixture, making sure to coat both sides evenly. 3. Heat the vegetable oil in a skillet over medium-high heat. Once hot, add the garlic and sauté for 30 seconds or until fragrant. 4. Add the green onions and onions to the skillet and sauté for another 2 to 3 minutes or until softened. 5. Carefully place the bread slices into the skillet and cook for 2 to 3 minutes on each side or until golden brown and crispy. 6. Use a slotted spatula to remove the toast from the skillet and transfer it to a plate lined with paper towels to drain any excess oil. 7. Serve the French Chinese toast hot, garnished with additional green onions and onions if desired. This dish is a unique blend of French and Chinese flavors, where the bread is soaked in a flavorful egg mixture and then pan-fried with garlic, green onions, and onions. The French bread gives it a crispy texture, while the soy sauce, white pepper, and sesame oil provide a savory Chinese flavor. Serve it with some green tea, coffee, or orange juice in the morning or as a savory snack.